Hello, and thank you for watching this video brought to you by the New York State Science Education Consortium. The New York State Science Education Consortium is composed of science education leadership groups from around the state and exists to help promote the very best in science education for our New York State students. In this video, we will be addressing 10 things you need to know about the draft New York State P12 Science Learning Standards. Current New York State MST standards are over 20 years old. The draft framework for the standards was developed as far back as 1994, with the learning standards adopted in 1996. Since that time, the body of knowledge of science, as well as best practices for teaching and learning science, have changed. 21st century skills, as well as dynamic workforce requirements, necessitate renewal. Number 2. The draft standards were developed from the NGSS, or Next Generation Science Standards, which were originally based on a framework for K-12 science education developed by the National Research Council, 2012. Number 3. Our draft science standards were strongly influenced by the Next Generation Science Standards, although they are not exactly the same. Using extensive feedback from a New York State-led process, teams of teachers and science educators from around New York State commented on and ultimately led to the writing, reviewing, and rewriting of the latest draft of the standards. Number 4. The Board of Regents have adopted the statewide strategic plan for science, and the implementation of the adopted standards will be thoughtfully guided by that plan. For a link to the strategic plan, please see the last slide in this video. Number 5. A timeline for standards implementation has not been fully developed. A deliberate and thoughtful process for standards implementation will be developed in the future. Number 6. There are resources available to New York State teachers who are interested in seeing how these standards might be utilized in the classroom setting. Again, please see the last slide for some links to these resources. Additional resources will continue to be developed and available in the future. Number 7. The draft standards represent the level of preparation that all high school graduates need for post-secondary education in the 21st century. Number 8. The strategic plan speaks to the development of assessments. This work will be done in the future with educator input. Assessments will be aligned with the performance expectations in the adopted standards. Number 9. The development of these standards has provided opportunities for educator feedback. Once again, New York State is looking for open and honest feedback through the latest draft standards survey. This brings us to you. The window for public input into the draft standards is now open. This is your opportunity, our opportunity, to voice our opinions. Feedback required.